Okay, good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday, and welcome to another Let's Get Moving video. And I have another special guest with me right here, and we're going to be doing a different version of Let's Get Moving. So today, Kathleen's going to take the lead on this, and I'm going to be learning a lot as well as you follow along. So I hope you enjoy, and Kathlene, take it away.
Okay, great. Thanks so much, Miranda, for inviting me on your Let's Get Moving video series. And so for those of you who don't know me, my name is Kathlene. I do work at the Canadian Mental Health Association with Miranda, and I'm also a certified yoga teacher here in Canada. So I really, I miss teaching yoga. I haven't taught yoga in, at this point, probably about over a month. So this will be a really fun experience for myself and hopefully you, Miranda, and everyone at home watching.
For sure.
So this is going to be a very gentle yoga series, and we're going to just do it with just a mat. If you don't have a mat, you can do it on your backyard. You can do it on your carpet. Anything that's like a soft surface that's got a little bit of a firmness underneath it, so that it's like a bed you might kind of sink into. So we'll start out by just sitting on our mats. I'm going to scooch back a little bit so you can see me a bit better. And we'll just start out by having a nice comfortable seat. So maybe your legs are crossed, or maybe they're whatever is comfortable for you. If it feels okay, you can close your eyes. And your hands can rest either on your knees, or they can be on the side, or again, this is the opening of our practice. It's wherever feels best. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, and out through the mouth. Just checking in with how you're feeling at this moment. And then maybe checking in with how your body is feeling today, and trying to do that without putting any negative or emotional words behind it. Just maybe your body is a little, just waking up. Maybe your body is absorbing the benefits of yesterday's workout. So we'll take our hands, they can stay here, they can go down, wherever really. We're just gonna take our right ear and just drop it down to our right shoulder. And then if you'd like, you can take your left hand and you can place it on the mat beside you. Yeah, and then just kind of see how that changes the stretch here on the left side of your neck. And then you're gonna roll your chin in towards your chest, and left ear, left shoulder. The right hand can reach down to the other side of the mat. Perfect. Take a deep breath into the stretch, and release any tension in that neck on the exhale. Rolling the chin back through center, just tucking it in. Take your hands out wide, and then clasp your fingertips behind the nape of your neck. Shoulders, or elbows rather, will come in towards one another. Tuck the chin into the chest, and then inhale, lift the chin up, open the elbows, look up towards the ceiling. Pull your shoulder blades back into one another. Yeah, keep opening up your elbows. And then once again, deep breath in. On the exhale, curl the chin in towards the chest. Close the elbows towards one another. And then once again, chin up, inhale, elbows wide. We're gonna take our right hand, place it down towards the mat or the ground, and the left elbow, just reach towards that right knee. Inhale, elbow up towards the ceiling. Exhale, elbow towards knee. It's okay if we're not getting to the knee. Even if we're just kind of moving a little bit in our spine, bring the elbow up, perfect. And then twist once again. Then release the left hand down, either onto the right knee or just outside the right knee, depending on how long your arms are really. Then we can walk our right fingertips behind us. Inhale. See if you can lift our spine up so we got a nice tall spine, and then turn, look over that right shoulder. And then just walk everything back to center. Let's do that on the other side, basically. So just bring our hands behind the nape of our neck. And we'll just start out by taking that left hand down, right elbow up. And then curl, bring the right elbow towards the left knee now. I just noticed, Miranda, that you and I are on two different views. So, you know what? If you're watching this at home, you can choose if you want to watch me or Miranda. One of us is going to mirror you and one of us is going to be the opposite. And it's all good. It just, you know what? It's a matter of getting your body in balance. So if you're on the left side right now, or we're on the right, or whatever, it's all good. So let's come back down to that twist. Right hand, either on the left knee or outside the left knee. And then again, bring the belly button into spine, up towards the nose. We've got that tall spine. Walk the left fingertips behind us, and just look over that left shoulder. Deep breath in, and a long breath in. Just bring everything back to center. How are you feeling, Miranda?
That was actually so good for me because I'm quite stiff in my back and shoulders, and that was just a really satisfying stretch. So thank you. That was
awesome. So we're getting our back a little warmed up here, especially for those of us who are sitting a lot at computers right now or chopping carrots. This looks like a carrot. We're often having that rounded spine, right? So we can feel the difference when we can open up our shoulders and pull them back. So we're gonna move into our tabletop series. So coming into our tabletop position, which is our knees under our hips and wrists underneath of our shoulders. It's kind of nice that I can see myself on a video right now. If you have a mirror at home, it's a nice way to just kind of check out and see how your form looks. But as long as you're not in pain, it's all good. So we're going to start out with some cat-cow. So you're going to inhale, drop the belly, look up toward the ceiling for cow. Exhale, curl the spine, tuck the chin into the chest for cat. Inhale for cow, drop the belly down, and exhale for cat. So see if you can really push out of your hands to accentuate that cat stretch, and then inhale, cow, and exhale, cat. From our cat stretch, just send your hips back towards your heels. Yep, perfect. And that just kind of really lightens up that stretch between our shoulder blades. Deep breath in, long breath out. On your next inhale, you're gonna rise up through cat and come into cow. So you've got our hips up. Bring your big toes together, and your knees can go as wide as your mat, or like definitely if you don't have a mat, wider than about your hip distance. You'll know once you're down there, when we send our hips back to our heels, we can walk our hands out in front into child's pose. So allowing the head to rest down onto the ground. And take a deep breath once again into that space between your shoulder blades. So trying to actually create more space in our upper back using just the power of our breath. Lift your head up a few inches and just walk your hands over to the right. So they're kind of in line with your right knee, both hands, and then hips back down, head back down. Breathing into the left side of the body. And then lifting the head back up. Walk back through center. So we're going to realign our head, heart, hips, and heels. And then hands over to the left. So they're on the left side of the mat. They're kind of in line with that left knee. Hips reach back and then head down to the ground. Inhale, lift the head up, walk your hands back into center, and see if you can send your hips back a little bit further and drop the head down. So this is a great stretch that at any point throughout the rest of this practice, and you're feeling a little, you need a little break, this is a great place to come because it's kind of like our own little cocoon of, you know, positivity and peace and calmness. It's a great place to catch your breath. On your next inhale, you're just going to rise up, come back through that tabletop position, but walk your hands out a bit closer towards the front of your mat. Curl your toes under, and you're going to lift your hips up and back for downward facing dog. So you can play with kind of where your feet are here. So maybe they're a little bit closer towards your hands, so that you're in this upside down V, like a mountaintop. Perfect. So see if you can scoop your elbows in towards one another, so that the elbows are facing the front of the mat, and then send your heart back a little bit more towards your knees. Reach your heels towards the ground. And then we're going to take our left foot, bring your left foot just a bit closer, so it's in towards the center, closer towards the right foot, and lift the right leg up high. Bend the right knee, and stack the right hip over the left one. Take a look under your right shoulder blade. And then square your hips, bring the right knee in towards the center of the mat, and just drop it down. And then turn it. So your right foot is kind of towards your right hand, and your left leg is long. And so you're kind of in this funky position here. Right hand underneath right shoulder blade, left hand is going to reach up towards the ceiling here, opening up. You can take a look up towards that left thumb. And then on your next inhale, just reach that left thumb towards the front of the mat. So I've got some blinds here, so I'm going to be bending my elbow. But most of the stretch is coming from my shoulders anyways. Keep lifting up through the hips. And then exhale, just twist everything back. Take your right leg, reach it back up into that three-legged dog. And then down towards the left foot. Whew. How did that feel, Miranda?
It was actually a little challenging for me.
Yeah,
but it felt good. Like again, with just the way my body is stretching, I don't think I've ever really focused on just stretching
these areas.
Yeah.
So now that we've done that side, let's do the other side. I'm gonna flip onto my mat so you guys can see me from the front. But we're gonna go back into our downward facing dog. And then this time we'll take our left leg up towards the ceiling, bend the left knee, stack the left hip over the right. So this just gives us that opening here through the hips, through the left side of the body. And then square the hips, bring that left knee forward. So kind of come into a plank position so that you have the space to drop that left knee. And reach that right foot back. Left hand under left shoulder. Root to rise the right hand up towards the ceiling. So once we're kind of here, we can see, so if your left knee and right foot are on the same line. So this is for people at home that are like super into core work. I don't even know if I can even try and show this. This is really good as a side plank variation. So I mean, you don't have to have the left knee down. You could just be both feet over. And you know, we didn't do this on the other side, but you can try lifting the right leg up. And then down. Just a nice option, so if you rewatch this video, do it on the other side. Let's bring my right hand down towards the ground, unwind back to the beginning, left leg up towards the ceiling, downward facing dog, and then back down. So pedal it out. We call this pedaling our dog, walking the dog. It's when you reach one heel down towards the ground, and then the other heel down towards the ground. It just gives a little nice extra stretch in the back of the legs. Then we're gonna come forward into our plank. This will be the only plank of this practice. Root through the hands, reach up, or also drop the knees if you want. But you can hang out in full plank or on the knees, it's all good. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, you're gonna lower down to the ground. Bring your head onto the floor and reach your hands so they're alongside of your hips. Turn and bring your left ear down towards the mat or the floor. Take a deep breath in to the lower body. Long breath out. And then other side, right ear to the ground, looking over that left shoulder. And then bring our head back to neutral. We're going to take our elbows right to underneath our shoulders. So my mom always calls this the watching TV pose. Remember when you were a kid and you would watch TV on your elbows? And you would actually bend your knees up. And it's also one of those things, did you ever have those like slumber parties where you're like calling people on the phone, you're just like sitting there?
Yeah.
So we don't do that too much as we get older, but this is a nice way, so we can actually even windshield wiper our knees or our feet side to side. Try and bring a little bit of intention into your hips so that your hips are rooting in. And we're just working out some of that tension in our low back and the front of our legs. Where can you feel this, Miranda?
I feel it definitely in my hips, but I also feel it quite a bit in my lower spine.
Oh yeah, yeah. So when we experience tension in the front of our legs and in our hips, it can pull our low spine down.
Mm.
So for me, I can feel this a lot actually in the front of my left hip, kind of where it joins to my core, and it is like a deep stretch. And this is something that you can stay here for a few minutes. You don't even have to have your knees bent. You can just be fully static if it's easier, it's more comfortable. You're still getting that stretch. But we're gonna move on here. So bring your feet back down towards the ground. Yeah, and then take your hands and just put them where the elbows were. We're just gonna push up and back into our full cobra. So rooting the hips into the ground and then opening the chest up. Tuck the chin a little bit in towards the chest so you're looking straight ahead. Deep breath in. Exhale, lower all the way down to the top. Curl the toes under. We're gonna push up either through table or plank. It doesn't matter. Here we go. We're just gonna come to kneeling. So we'll start out here. taking a little break, curling the toes under and just sitting on our heels. How you feeling?
Good. I feel quite good. Surprisingly good.
Good. Surprisingly good. Yes. The best surprises. So we can keep our toes curled under if that is not extremely painful for you. It's very hard for me. I do have some plantar fasciitis. So this is a nice stretch to relieve some of that pain. But after a while, it can get really intense. So I'm actually gonna uncurl my toes. And we can sit here in hero pose. And we'll just take our hands. We'll just start by having our fingertips pointing towards the knees. And we're just kind of open up here. So root through your shins. Yep. And then just lift your hips up. And then lower back down. And lift them back up. And lower back down. And one more time, lift them up. Power, fire in the quads. Whew, front of the thighs. Let's come forward. We're actually gonna come into a full kneel. And so this time we're gonna move into our camel pose. So we can start with either, so it depends on how much mobility you have in your shoulders. So you can just put your hands on the back, kind of like you got pockets. Maybe you have pockets on your hands, I don't know. Some people might. Fingertips pointing down, elbows in towards one another. If you're good here and you want to try the next step, then you turn your fingertips up towards your nose so that they're facing up. And once again, elbows into one another. If this feels good, then you can curl your toes under and reach back for one heel and the other. Either way, just give yourself a nice little back bend here. So we're just opening the heart, pushing through the hips. Deep breath in, exhale, slowly unwind. Come to sit, actually swing your legs out in front. And long legs. Take some of that extra padding away so you can really feel your sits bones. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling. And exhale, hinge at the hips. Try to touch your toes, but if you can't touch your toes, you touch your shins instead, that's good. So we're looking here for the bend to be more so in the low back. And we still have that straight spine. To see if you can actually, straighten your spine. Perfect. So we're not rounding so much into this. We're releasing some of that strain in our low back. And then roll it on up. Take your left foot in towards your right thigh. We're gonna do that on the right leg. So reaching up towards the ceiling and then hinging at the hips over towards that right leg. And then we're gonna take our right hand and you can place it behind you and your left hand can either go on the outside of your left shin or the outside of your left foot. Again, depending on how long your arms are, how long your legs are. Yoga isn't always about how flexible you are. Sometimes our bodies kind of lend us to a little bit easier poses. And then bring that right hand back towards the left. So both hands are in the right foot, right leg area, and roll it on up. Other side. Left leg long, right foot in. And you can even kind of turn your hips a little bit here. So you're really like facing that left foot. Reach up to the ceiling and bend at the hips, over. Then take that left hand behind us, right hand either on the outside of the right foot or the outside of the right shin. We're just trying to get an extra stretch here, that right leg or that right shoulder while we also stretch our left leg. Deep breath in. And on the exhale, left hand and the right hand are once again together, and we roll up. All right. How you doing?
Good. It's kind of like super like mental for me too right now, because I'm just at a level of relaxation, listening to the instructions, learning, but then also like focusing on how stiff my body is in different areas and just how good those stretches really feel. Like I'm trying to be so deeply connected to the stretches that we're doing. So I think I'm kind of like going through like a weird, like, I don't know, like I guess emotional thing too while I'm doing all of this, because my body's feeling good, but my mind is feeling better as we're doing all of this. So yeah, I feel great.
That's good. Yeah, there's a lot of emotions that can get stuck inside the body, and sometimes we gotta stretch them out. We gotta release them. Same with this deep breathing and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So we're gonna move on down to our back, and we're pretty much winding down. So we're almost there. You've got this far. Now you get to enjoy the sweet sensations, the fruits of your labor. So any way that's comfortable, just come on down onto your back, and keep your knees bent. See if you can actually locate the curve in your spine, and you can try to stretch out your spine a little bit longer. And this could also be one of those places where if you want, your watchers at home, you can pause the video and just feel how this is, because so often, once again, our spines are curved, our spines are compressed. And just taking a few minutes, a couple times a day or more, to release the spine feels fantastic. So from here, we're going to take our right leg up towards the ceiling. Keep the left knee bent. You're going to turn your right toes away from the left knee, and then place the outside of the right ankle below the left knee. So you're in this like kind of figure four sort of pose. So you can stay here if you are already feeling it in your hips and your back. You can also play with bringing the left knee in towards the heart and taking the hands, and they can go behind the thigh, or they can go in front of the shin. That's kind of one of those things too, where your body it might be easier to do the shin, it might be easier to do the thigh. So we're gonna reach the left leg up towards the ceiling, and then bend it a bit more, bring it in. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, you're just gonna peel the nose up towards your left knee, and then slowly unwind down to the mat. And then take the left foot. Keep the right ankle on the left knee and just bring it down towards the ground. And walk your left toes off your mat. If you don't have a mat, just walk it so it's like on an angle away from your left hip. So you can drop your both knees to the right. So the right knee might reach the ground, it might not. The left knee might reach the ground, it might not. If you're at home and you're looking for that feeling of your knee being on something, you can always tuck a pillow or a book, or a small animal. If you have like a sleeping cat near you, sometimes they can be pretty good props. Just be very gentle, of course. And then come back up through center. Keep this shape with the legs. Walk the left knee in towards kind of the middle of the mat. And you're going to take your left hand, grab the outside of your right ankle, so it's okay if it has to be a bit closer, and then drop everything to the left. So your right foot is standing on the ground, and the outside of your left leg is also on the ground. Right knee reaches up toward the ceiling and then away from the body. So you can take our right hand, now that we're in this position with our legs, so we can reach it out like a T. And just breathe into any sensation that's coming up right now. Knowing that if it really hurts, to pull back. This is a stretch, not a strain. And then bring everything back up through center. Drop the right foot down next to the left. Realign your head, heart, hips, and heels. So what that means is basically, you know, from the top of our head to our heels are in one line. And just take a notice, you know, does your right leg feel different than your left, Miranda?
Yeah, it does.
Does it feel like longer than your left leg right now?
Yeah, like, yeah, it's hard to explain, but yes, it just feels freer, I guess.
Yes, so let's do that to the other side. So let's bring the left leg up, turn the left toes away, and then bring the left ankle onto the right thigh. And again, you know, your body may have one side that is a bit more stronger and one side's a bit more flexible. So this might be better on this side. You might be able to actually bring your knee in on this side and you couldn't on the other side. So again, moving through this practice with some self-compassion that it's okay if one side of your body moves a bit different from the other. Wrapping your hands wherever it works, so behind the thigh. Let's do behind the thigh for now so that we can bring that right leg up to the ceiling. Yeah. And then bring it in towards the heart. So this is the chance if you want to try tucking it over the shins. Deep breath in. Exhale, peel that nose up towards the knee. And let everything down one vertebrae at a time. So while we're in this position, we're keeping our feet are active. They're pointing up towards their knee. And the left knee is actually reaching away from the left shoulder. So we're getting these little micro movements that have such big benefits in the body. And then dropping the right foot down onto the ground. Letting both knees fall towards the left side. So I can say here on this side, my knees are much further off the ground than they were on the other side. So that just reminds me that my right side is a little bit stronger, which makes sense. I'm right-handed, I do a lot of stuff on the right side of my body. So I know that my left side's a bit more flexible, and maybe as we move off of our mat, we notice, yeah, I kind of maybe put more weight on one side of my body than the other when I'm, you know, waiting for my coffee to brew or brushing my teeth or whatever it is that you do when you're standing. Let's bring everything back up through center. Walk the right foot in a little bit. Take the outside of that left ankle with the right hand and plant that left foot onto the ground. Left knee reaches up and away, and then the left hand can come out like a T. Using your inhales to create space, just like we did in child's pose, creating that space with our breath. And then everything's back up through center. Drop the left foot down next to the right. Realign head, heart, hips, and heels. And then walk your feet in towards one another. Open your legs, open your knees like a book. Keep your feet together. So we're in like these butterfly wings with our legs. And we can take our hands, we can either place our hands onto the tops of our thighs as like a gentle reminder of gravity, or we can just kind of let them hang out. This is the end of our practice essentially. This is the time where we really just absorb any good benefits that have happened, that are happening, and the way our body feels. So if you want, we can stay here. You can also close your knees up towards the ceiling and walk your feet away from one another. So this is our constructive rest pose, and it's really great if we are someone who has, who experiences pain in our low back. It just supports the back. So we can sit here, we can rest here for a little bit. You can also walk the feet together and long, so that we're in our corpse pose. Moving anything that might be in the way. Wherever we are, see if you can kind of rock a little onto the right shoulder, tuck the left shoulder under, and then onto the left shoulder, right shoulder under. So it gives us just a little bit more space in the front of the body so that we can be open to everything that's happened. It's so hard to talk through Shavasana because you start getting so relaxed and you're like, this just feels good. Your body, hopefully you're feeling this way. Hopefully your body just feels good. So taking a few deep breaths here, but don't worry about if they're deep enough, if they're, if they're the right kinds of breath. Allow your mind to just focus on the feeling of your body relaxing. And if you scan the body and find that there's one spot that's like really relaxed, just send your awareness there. Notice how it feels to be relaxed, how it feels to be supported by the ground below you, how it feels to be without tension, without stress. And then allow that feeling from that one spot, just imagine it growing so that it expands away from the area. And it just kind of goes through the whole body. It rushes down into the toes and it rises into the mind, into the fingertips. And so your whole body feels relaxed and rested. And in your mind, just ask yourself, tell yourself how you're feeling right now. So if you're watching this at home and you would like a longer meditation, or if you have a meditation practice, you can pause the video at this point and hop into that. For now, we're just going to start wiggling our fingers and toes and bring some gentle movement into the body. And it's really nice to take the hands up and overhead into this cat stretch. Ooh, like the longest stretch of the body of the day. Like we're just waking up from the most beautiful rest. And then rolling onto one side and finding ourselves up into a comfortable seat. Just like when we started. So closing the eyes, we can check in once again with how we're feeling, how we're doing. And at this time, we give thanks to those in our practice. We give thanks to those in our household and in our life who allowed us to practice today. We give thanks to those who make it possible for us to practice and for us to be at peace and relaxed. And of course, give thanks to ourselves for choosing to take this time to connect with our body, our mind, and our breath, and our community. Even if our community looks a little different, we're still connecting together. Thank you so much for practicing with me, Miranda. Thank you for practicing with us at home, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much, Kathleen, for joining.
No problem. Have a great Saturday, everyone.